Before I put this in a box for our move, I thought I would flip through the year so far in my classic happy planner. Ignore the nails. I'm moving, and nails are just not a priority right now because they get broken and chipped and things. So, moving on. Let's look at this year so far. I used a several different planners, mm, formats for this classic happy planner setup. So there's going to be kind of like a mix of things in here. This is a super old dashboard, but I love it because I currently live in Miami, and so this feels very Miami to me. Um, in the front, I just have just January information. I put a little Instax on the um, divider for January because at the end of January we had a little staycation at Miami Beach. Here's what January looked like. I had just gotten some cute little washi tape stickers from the washi tape shop, and so I thought I would add a few on here. Um, my monthly usually looks pretty plain. It's usually just and pen to paper, um, and with a couple of decorations because I need this to be like just an overview, not like we're not getting into details here. And then I had thought I would use this to help me with some like monthly planning. It was a good idea. I did not use it. It is part of the this layout. This is not considered the hourly. I think it's called like productivity, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, this is an hourly layout from Happy Planner, and I really enjoyed it, particularly for this week. To anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed or like time, I either have too much or too little time. I like to jump back into an hourly because it helps me block out time and use time to my advantage. I moved back into the classic vertical, which is always sort of a go-to for me, and did more decorating than I do on most weeks. I think I just wanted to have some fun and play around with stamps and stickers and things. Um, Here I was sick, and so this is a bunch of things from Coco Daisy's Penelope collection, with a few other things from my stash. Um, a lot of lists, a lot of breaking stuff down into smaller pieces. Um, this week was mostly things from my stash, which I really liked. I also am starting to keep my to-do list small. Um, and I this year I really wanted to focus on having my must do's and maybes, um, as sort of like high priority, and then like maybe I can do these things. So I'm starting to do that in this format, and I'm also starting to use my sidebar for some goals for the week. And I've been really liking this year having goals that are soft. And what I mean by that is that it's like an and or. So something like this one where it says 22 zone minutes or 6,000 steps. Because some days I want to get my heart rate up, some days I just want to move around. And so it's nice to have the or option, and still feeling like I'm, contributing to movement as a goal. This one was reading over scrolling. Um, it's not enough for me to say don't doom scroll. I need to replace it with something else. And so having reading be the replacement is a bit hit or miss for me. I'm still sort of getting used. I wouldn't consider myself a reader for recreation, but I'm getting there. Okay, this is also where I'm starting to use, once again, I'm using these inserts for a brain dump. So this I would fill out maybe like on Sunday or even on Saturday, the week before, of just like all the things I'm thinking about. This is basically my favorite way to get things out of my working memory and onto a page, um, and have it be safely kept somewhere. And so yeah, so this is my brain dump. And then for this week, I color coded it based on whether it was a home admin thing, the life facilitator stuff, and then work items, and then had a few other things on the back. And I just really like having these half sheets in here. It's been really handy this year. As my schedule has changed, as like things have come up, it's nice to have a spot to brain dump. February, again, pen, paper. We're not getting fancy here. And here is the first week. This week I used the Penelope Collection classic inserts, and I used the half sheets that come with the inserts. I love these inserts, but I really love these half sheets. They've been so they basically take the place of me having to create one myself. And it's just so nice to be able to, again, brain dump all the things I'm thinking about. And then on the back, I believe, yeah, I made smaller some of the things I had been thinking about. So, for example, like, what did it mean to prep for camping? Well, we didn't end up going camping, but if we had gone camping, these are the things we would have needed to do. Because when I thought about like camping, like, oh, right, okay, we got to get ready for camping. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know even where to start with that. So by breaking it down, really helpful. Again, same thing. This was a post, and breaking it down, making it smaller, all really helpful. And then I also had some like next week items on here too. So that was helpful. Um, Same thing, same deal for this particular week. Um, and you can see that I'm starting to do my must do's. So a top 3 for the day, and then maybes going sort of more toward the bottom. Same deal with the sidebar. Um, I'm adding in things that I know are good for me. I know I like to do, and I know I like keeping up with, but having it as part of my tracker is really helpful. So like my Glims and Wins journal, um, just having it on here to remind me, oh, go write a good thing that happened or a little glimmer for the day. Yeah. And again, breaking down things more. So when I'm talking about doing a project for, let's say for Cocoa Daisy, it's not just the project. I need to, choose the format, take a picture of the completed project, other photos, edit, add to the Dropbox. So just so that this helps me schedule time accordingly for it, so that I'm not over or underestimating how long something is going to take. Another half sheet here. And actually, I had 2 half sheets this week. And this week, I think I have a process video on. And I will go. Let me go back and also say that most of these weeks, I am decorating after the fact. So I'm going in with the details first, and then sort of filling in the decoration afterwards. And that's just been really handy for me this year, where I really need my planner to sort of be my brain, and then also have a kind of reward at the end of the week for using it, or at the end of the day where I stick a few stickers down or add a couple stamps. This is definitely working for me. I'm also very aware of, about this time in this year, my schedule starts changing pretty dramatically, because I am now executive function coaching several students. And so my schedule is changing. And so I have to be really this is the part of the year where I'm more cognizant of my time and making sure that I am scheduling tasks and to-dos that are aligning with my energy and sort of, yeah, my mostly my energy. So like I'm not trying to overload my evenings, because my when I get done with coaching sessions, I'm cashed. I'm pretty tired. And so, the evenings are for rest and then sort of working in things accordingly. March, we went to Utah. That was super fun. And March, I'm using a few Cocoa Daisy inserts. So once again, using the half sheet, and then here I actually put my must-dos here and my maybes here. This is super helpful. And then my schedule is all up here. Um, I don't love having my schedule all at the top, but I do like breaking up my must-dos and maybes. And this was super helpful for this particular week, where I did feel like I had kind of a lot going on. We were heading out of town that weekend, and so anytime I'm traveling, my I try to front load things, but not overload. So front load without overloading. It's a balance. Here is the Flourish Cocoa Daisy inserts. I love this collection. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite collection so far for 2025 for Cocoa Daisy. Love it. Love the colors, love the florals. It's fun and funky, and I just love it. So once again, not a whole lot is changing in the way that I'm planning each week. I'm starting with the half sheet. I'm putting all the things down. And then as the week goes on, I'm plugging in when I want to do things. Yeah. And then I switch up how I use this. Lots of times I use it just for like an overview of like the timed items for the day. And then by towards the end of the week, I am a little bit more generous with decoration. And yeah, it's been really working for me. I'm really happy with this setup, and also happy that I have options. This week we were out of town. I didn't even bring my planner. I likely will not add anything to this, maybe because I also have a memory journal. It becomes very repetitive, and so this might just live like that. Okay, moving on. This week I this week I knew my weekend was all March Madness, and so I wanted to make sure to front load things at the beginning of the week. Once again, my messy brain dump, breaking things down, making it smaller. Um, Again, all of this writing it down and making lists and all these things ensures that I don't have to keep any of this information in my head. My working memory is very clear and also not overtaxed because I am writing all the things down. Very helpful, because my working memory is not very strong to begin with. Okay, this week, another half sheet, and then this time I put the must-dos here, the maybes here, and put it around my tasks. And super cute. These are some really fun stamps from Everyday Explorers. And I believe, I do have April in here. And I also like keeping these in here because it's nice for me to, I don't know, I just like having them in there. One thing I've thought about is I may put all of these in the monthly, because I do like seeing the page like as a cohesive 2-page spread. So that's not important for right now. All right. This is April. Again, not a whole lot of extra information in here. Just pen and paper. For Cocoa Daisy, I had made a bingo card. This is such a fun way to almost trick yourself into doing things you don't really want to do. And I think I hit most of these actually. I should go back and check. But a lot of these I did. Um, Also just fun to make. And it's a good way to use that extra page because the classic inserts come with the monthly not attached to the divider. Um, and then let's see. Okay, so first week of April, my parents were in town for most of the week. And so the most important part of the week, other than my coaching clients and following up with them and doing that, was getting the place clean for them because they were staying with us. So that's all that really mattered for this week. And I'm pretty sure I also did a couple daily pages for this particular week. But this is, to me, even though I didn't actually plan anything on the page, the fact that I wrote all these things down was like really helpful. And here's the next week. Again, half sheet. This even had like notes for something else that I was working on. Again, um, with the Everyday Explorers stamps, had my must-dos on the top, and then the maybes kind of scattered throughout. And this week I broke down my admin items, work, and I was combining my coaching and my social media presence stuff in one. I don't like having those together, so I've since then split them up. But I love this week, and I love the colors of this week too. Super cute. And then I got sick. Um, and so I had started the week doing a hourly spread, and it became basically useless for the first part of the week because I was sick. Um, I did like having my to dos on the bottom. And then as I started feeling better toward the end of the week, I added information back in. And then the following week, I was in. Oops, I want to make sure to add this. I don't want to. Where did this go? There we go. And then the last week of April, I went to Little Craft Fest. But as you can see, a lot of lists, a lot of sort of getting stuff taken care of before I left. And yeah, I this whole system is very much working for me right now. And this particular week, I didn't do a half sheet. I actually put it all on the side here. And I also knew, because I was going out of town, I limited my must do's for this week and tried to keep it very much to like stuff I need to do for coaching clients, a little bit of social media stuff, but mostly like, don't overdo it because you're going to be gone all weekend. And that's it. That's what I have for my January through April in my Classic Happy Planner. And now this will go safely into a box, and I will see it again after we move. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will respond to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one.